Class, how are you? Welcome to this lesson where we are looking at enlargement and the transformation, which is the second lesson of enlargement. Remember that this YouTube channel is a full-time classroom setup of the Zambian syllabus for mathematics from grade 8 up to 12. So you realize that we even give notes, we give everything like the lesson details, the lesson number and stuff like that, because we use these same lessons to teach even in our classes. If our children have missed one lesson for one reason or the other, we refer them to this channel. So that is why we give the notes, we give the lesson numbers, so that when we direct them, they are not lost. So this is a classroom for mathematics according to the Zambian syllabus. All right, so today we are looking at how to find the center and the scale factor of an enlargement. All right, so the process on how to find the center of an enlargement. There are 4 steps, and I want you to write those 4 steps. The 4 steps are here. The 4 steps are here. All right, 1 up to 4. Write down those 4 steps. Write down those 4 steps there. Okay, write down those 4 steps. Those are the 4 steps. Okay, so from the 4 steps we need to come to, we have dealt with how to find the center of enlargement, those steps that you wrote. Then we come now to the scale factor. The scale factor that is going to be denoted by the letter K. How do we find the scale factor? This is the formula, which is length of an image divided by the length of an object. Length of an image divided by the length of an object. Okay, so we are saying the positive scale factor, which is K, is when the center of enlargement is not in between the object and the image. Take note of that. Negative scale factor is when the center of enlargement is in between the object and the image. Is in between. Okay, just adding more information to this point on the negative. I also want you to write this part that talks about not, which is almost the same thing. Okay, not, there's this point. Can you write it down there? When an enlargement factor is negative, the ratio remains the same, but the image is on the opposite side of the center of enlargement, and the image is oppositely inverted. All right, so include this point down here. Okay, write this point down here. After that, how do we describe an enlargement? When you are told to describe a matrix, and that matrix, a transformation, and that transformation is an enlargement, you need to first state that it is an enlargement. Okay, after you've stated that, because sometimes in most cases they may not mention that it is enlargement. So if it is not, the word enlargement is not there, you need to start by mentioning that it's an enlargement, okay, of what? The scale factor. You also write the scale factor and the center of enlargement. So you need to mention 3 things: enlargement, then scale factor, and the center of enlargement. Okay, that is why you always find it has got 3 marks. So meaning you need to mention those 3 things: it's enlargement, the scale factor, and then the center of what? Enlargement. Okay, so I want us to look at the example. Write this example here. Write this example. Write. You can pause the video, then you copy down the question. Okay, do that. Then I'll take you now to this. All right, I take it that you have copied the question. Okay, I take it that you have copied the question. So what did we learn from those steps? those steps that we use to find, remember the question says we need to find the center of what? Enlargement. So if you go back to those steps that we wrote there, we are told that the first step says join 2 points to their image and project the lines. Join 2 points to their image. So for instance, A, I need to join it to the image here and project the line, okay? So we need to extend the line further there. So we join, then let the projections meet at a point, okay? Let the projections meet at a point. So where those points, where the two meet, that is what is going to be your center. So for instance, if we can look at A, okay? If we can look at A and its projection here, I mean, A, the point A and the image, okay? The point A and the image, then we draw a straight line, okay? We draw a line like this, okay? You've seen that line? Then we can also pick another point with its image, all right? We can pick another point with, it could be C, okay? You draw a straight line here. So where they have met, where these 2 points have met, right here, where they have met these 2 points, this is the center of what? This is their center of rotation. This is their center, I mean their center of enlargement. Sorry about this is the center of enlargement. If you want, you can also draw the third one. It will still come here. Okay? It will still come here. It will still come here. So this is the center of enlargement. So the center of enlargement is what? We just get the, what's this? The points here, which is in -3, -1,3. So the center of enlargement here is negative what? 1,3. That's the center of enlargement. That is the center of enlargement. And that is what you do. You draw the two lines and extend them like this. Then at the point where they're going to meet, that is the center of enlargement. The second point now is the scale factor. And you remember the formula there. What is the scale factor? We had the formula, isn't it? What is our formula? Length of the image. Length of the image. So let's go by this formula. The image is this one. Okay? So for instance, if I'm going to pick BC, okay? If I'm going to pick BC here, if I'm going to pick BC, take note of that. If I'm going to pick BC, okay, which is this one here, B slash and C slash, this. So instead of us measuring this side with a ruler, let's look at the distance on the x-axis. Let's look at the distance on the x-axis from B up to C, okay, from B up to C. So when we look at the distance on the x-axis, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, on the x-axis just. So this is going to be what? The distance here is what? 4. Then BC, that is now from the object, which is this one. The distance also along from B up to C on the x-axis, straight, it is what? 1, 2. So it is 2. So this one is what? It's C, 2. Okay? Are we together? So to find the scale factor, we need to divide this. This one, the distance on the image divided by the distance on the, what's this? That is what we are saying. So we are going to get a scale factor of what? 2. So our K, which is scale factor, is 2. The distance should take you back to this length of the image over length of the object. That is what we are getting. I hope that is clear. That is what we do just. That is what we do. That is the process, except that if it's a negative, we will tell that our scale factor must be negative by looking at the position of the center. Okay? You remember we said if the center of enlargement is in between the object and the image, then we are going to put a negative on the scale factor. Right. So there is another question here. Maybe let me, before I come to this one, to the matrix, allow me to go to this part where, for instance, the question without this part, for instance, this part was not there. Okay? Imagine then the question was just describe fully the single transformation which maps triangle ABC onto triangle A slash, B slash, and C slash. That was the question. So this is where I'm saying when you look at these two, you could have known that, okay, this was enlarged to come up with this one. So you were going to state that it's what? Enlargement, okay? Enlargement at the scale factor of, the most important thing you need to state that this is enlargement, then the center, at the center of enlargement, which is this one, by the scale factor of 2. You need to state that this is enlargement and the center of enlargement as well as the scale factor. Once you've done that, then you've gotten your 3 marks. Look at the questions that talk about these things. They have 3 marks. So meaning you need to state enlargement, the center of enlargement, and the scale factor. Right? So again, permit me that before I come to this question that talks about the matrix, I want to take you to the second question, okay? I want to take you to the second question and deal with how do we find the scale factor and the center of enlargement. All right. For this one, it's the same thing, okay? This object is mapped onto this image. Find what? Find the center of enlargement. Find the center of enlargement as well as the scale factor. All right, find the center of. So to find the center of enlargement, we said we join this point to its image. Okay, so we are going to join this point to this image here, straight like this. Then again we pick another point. For instance, if it's going to be B to B here, okay, where they meet, at the point where they meet, that is the center of what? Enlargement. This is the center of enlargement. So the center of enlargement here, we pick the coordinates here. We start with the x coordinate. So it's 2, 3. That's the center of enlargement. That is the center of enlargement. What about the scale? The scale of enlargement. I've told you that you need to know what you are measuring. Remember we said K is equals to the length of the image. So if we are going to pick, take note of that. If we are going to pick one side, which is AC or CA, I've told you that we need to make sure that we are counting the distance on the x-axis, from A up to C. What is the distance from A up to C, or C up to A? Here, from this point up to this point, how many steps or how many points? So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, and 8. If you want, you can start from this point because our A is here. So you can count even from this side. 2, 4, 6, and 8. So we have the distance or length of the image over. Now we go to the same side. Here we're dealing with what? We're dealing with A and D. So even this side we need A. So this we got it as 8. Okay? over. Then we go to this side, AC, which is which one? From A to C. Now, I said we just concentrate on, you can use the straight line from this point up to this one, the points. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 here. So we have 4. When you divide, what you get? We are getting 2. All right. So I said now, when you look at the position of the center of enlargement, it is in between the object and the image. So meaning the scale factor is supposed to be a negative. Supposed to be a negative. Are we together? It is supposed to be a negative. All right. Supposed to be a negative. So that is that which I wanted to demonstrate. Now, having done this, you must know that, again, if you want, you can still use any other side. For instance, if you're using BC, even this side you should use BC. If you're going to use BA, even this side you should use BA. You're going to get the same answer. All right? You're going to get the same answer. Now, I want to take you back to the question in full. You should remember that we dealt with this part as well as this one, but the matrix one is not yet done. I have also tackled with this one. So now I'm dealing with the matrix question, then I'm going to give you an exercise. I'm going to deal with the matrix question, then I'm going to give you an exercise. Okay, so if you have been following our lessons, the part of the matrix, I dealt it under rotation. Also. I dealt with it under rotation. So you shouldn't have a problem if you have been coming with us lesson by lesson. However, if you're able to get it from here, let's see. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to have the matrix that we want is here, A, B, C. We can assign variables. Then here, we bring the coordinates of the object. Here, we bring the coordinates of the object. Okay? So, for instance, we have A, B, and C. Okay? So, we bring the coordinates of the object here. So the coordinates of the object, for instance, for A, it's what? A, it's 2,5. It's 2,5. 2, that is the x coordinate. Then 5. Then B, it is 3,2. B, it is 3,2. Then our C, it is what? 5,4. 5,4. That is our C. Okay, 2,5, 3,2, then 5,4. Okay, so when we multiply these, we must get now the matrix of the image. We need to get the coordinates of the image. We need to get the coordinates of the image. So the coordinates of the image, for instance, for A image, what do we have? We have 5,7. Then B, we have 7,1. Then C, we have what? 11,5. The coordinates that we have. So now we work out these two in order for us to try and see if we can get what? So how do we do this? Okay. So you know that how do we multiply these matrices? We're going to have A multiplied by 2. We're going to get 2A plus B multiplied by 5. We're going to have 5B. Okay, here. I hope you're following me. Then, again, I can come to A. Here we're going to have 3A plus 2B. Then the last one here, we're going to have 5A plus 4B. Okay, this one. A multiplied by 5 plus B multiplied by 4. Then we come to the second row. We multiply each by each column here. So we're going to have what? 2C plus 5d. Then the other one, we're going to have 3c plus 2d. The last one, we're going to have 5c plus 4d. This one. This must be equated to what? 5, 7, 11, 7, 1, and 5. Okay? So as you can see, here we have 3, we have 6, what do we call these elements, as well as the other side. So we equate. This one is equated to this one. This one is equated to this one. This one is equated to the last one. This one is equated to this one. This one is equated to this one, and the same. So now what we are supposed to do, we can pick the first ones. To solve for A and B, we can pick any of the two here. For instance, we say 2 plus 5b is equals to what? 5. Now also get the second one, which is what? 3a plus 2b is equals to 7. Okay? Then I solve these two simultaneously. If you want, you can get these two, or this one and the last one. You solve them simultaneously. Also for C and D, you do the same thing. Okay? You do the same thing. So we can say 2C plus 5D is equals to what? 7 here. Then here we can say 3C plus 2D is equals to what? 1. Then we solve now these simultaneously. We solve this simultaneously. So you know in this case here, with this we need to multiply it by 3, this one by 2. So this is going to give us what? This is going to give us 6a plus 15b is equal to 15. And this one is going to be 6a plus 4b is equals to 14. Okay. So now at this point we subtract. This is going to give us 0. Here what are we going to get? We are going to get so here we are going to get what? This is going to give us 0. Here we get 9. We get 11b. This is equals to, we're getting 1 here. Okay? We're getting 1 the other side here. Okay? We're getting 1. So to get b, it's 1 over 11. Okay? B is 1 over 11. Okay, so this is our b. Now let's try and see if we can find our a. So to find our a, we can pick one of those two equations. So I have chosen to pick this one. I've chosen to pick this one. So then, where there is 2a is equals to 5 minus 5d. So 2a is equals to 5 minus 5 multiplied by 1 over 11. This gives us 5, 2a. This gives us what? 5 over 11. So we work out this part here. We work out this part here as, okay. So or we can also alternatively multiply throughout. We can multiply throughout by 11. So this is going to be what? 22a is equals to 5, okay, minus 5. Okay, I think so. Yeah, you multiply just throughout so that you have a straight equation here. You multiply throughout by 11. When you multiply throughout by 11, this is what you're going to get. So you get 22a is equals to 50. So A is equals to 50 over 22, which is the same as what? 25 over 11. Okay? Which is 25 over 11. Are we there? So, this is our A. Then we come to the other part. Remember also we need to have the same coefficient, so we can multiply this by 3, this by 2. What are we going to get? We're going to get 6c plus 15d is equals to 21. This one is going to be 6c plus 4d is equals to 2. So when we subtract, what do we get here? We get a 0. Here we get 11d. The other side we get what? 19. Okay. 21 minus, that's what we get. So d is equals to 19 over 11. That is our d. Alright, so we get one of those two equations. You can either this one or this one. Let me get the second one. 3c plus 2d is equals to 1. What is our d? So 3c is equals to 1 minus 2d. So 3c is equals to 1 minus, when you multiply 2 by 11, you're going to have 19 over 11. Okay? So we have 3c is equals to 1 minus, what do we get here? We multiply 19, 2 by 9, we're getting what? So we're going to get 38 over 11. Okay? 38 over 11. Again, if we say you multiply throughout by 11, this is going to be 33c. This is equals to 11 minus 38. Okay? That is what we're going to get. That is what we're going to get. Okay? So now we have 33c is equals to negative, what are we getting? Negative what? Okay, let's subtract. We're going to get negative 27. Negative 27. So c is equals to negative 27 over 33. So c is equals to what? Negative. We use now 3 here. Okay. 3 is 9. Okay. 3, it is 9 here. Okay. 3, it is 9. Then 3 here, 11. Okay. So what have we seen? What have we seen here? What have we seen? So remember, we're saying our matrix, the matrix that we want is A, B, C, D. This is equals to, what is our A? Our A is 25 over 11. What is our B? Our B is 1 over 11. What is our C? Our C is negative 9 over 11. Our D is 19 over 11. This is our matrix. So now what we are just supposed to do to prove if our matrix is correct, you just bring this matrix here. Okay, you bring this matrix here and multiply this matrix by this to see if you are going to get what is this side. All right, to see if you are going to get, you can try it just even the first one. Okay, to see if you are going to get 5, because you know that to get 5 you need to multiply 25 by 2. Okay, 25 by 2 plus, so for instance, what I'm saying is that we need like to multiply 25 over 11 by 2, then plus 5 by 1 over 11. Is this going to give us 5? Which is this one here. So let's try and see. So this is going to give us 50 here over 11 plus, what are we going to get here? 5 over 11. Okay. Then what do we get? 55 over 11. How many times does 5 go into 55? 5. So meaning this is our matrix. Okay. This is our matrix. Of course, most of the questions that you have in an exam, they bring very simpler matrices. Very simple matrices. Okay. Very simple matrices. So basically this is the process that you need to carry out. So I just did the matrix for the first one just to demonstrate the process. But for you, I want you to copy the exercise now. I want you to copy this. Then I'll give you the questions below. Copy this one. And then I'll give you the questions below. Copy this. Then I'm going to give you the questions below. Okay. Let's copy this. Then I'm going to give you the questions below. This. I'm going to give you the questions below. So the questions here. The questions are here. Okay. Questions are here. So the questions. So the question. The last one here, it's which maps triangle what? Triangle XZ onto XYZ onto X1, Y1, and that is that. Okay. So you are drawing this one. Then you answer these questions. After that, I want to give you some more work. Okay, this is more of like an option. You can also do this one. Okay. You can also do this one. Also do this question here. Okay. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate your support. Okay, we really appreciate your support, and we are never going to disappoint you. Goodbye.